Committee of the Whole meeting. Clerk, can we call the roll, please?
Councilmembers Brown.
Here.
Hazen.
Here.
Hersey.
She's coming.
She's coming. Okay. Jacobson.
Here.
Miller.
Here.
Roberts.
Here.
Wu.
Here.
Mayor Marlin.
Okay, approval of minutes of previous meetings, January 28th of 2019.
So moved.
I'll second.
I'll second, but I have a correction.
Okay, moved by Mary Alice, seconded by Jared, and we have a correction by Dennis.
Actually, two corrections.
Two corrections.
Bill, did you miss these? All right, so these are just like typos. Okay, in the last paragraph on page 2 of 3 of the minutes, the fourth line, the sentence says, he expressed concerned that the ordinance related to enterprise zones, and it should be concern, so it's not past tense, it should be present tense. And higher up on the same page, the first paragraph at the first line, following the break, C.M. Hazen asked about the difference between funding in fire and pension, noting that disparities in level of funding. I'm thinking he meant the fire and the police pension. I
Yes.
don't know if
Yeah,
that's what you
no,
meant.
No,
That-
the word police is missing.
Yes,
and
the word police is
pension.
missing.
Yeah.
So that clarification is all I found as an error in the notes.
So noted.
Okay, clarifications noted, and we had Mary Alice had moved that, and Jared had seconded it. So all in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Do we have any additions to the agenda? No additions to the agenda. Public input for Committee of the Whole. No public input. Any presentations for Committee of the Whole? Okay, no presentations. Any staff reports for Committee of the Whole? Yes, Dennis.
Not exactly a staff report, but I just wanted to announce that as the chairman of the Urbana Sister Cities Committee and Program, that the mayor received an official invitation from the city of Thionville, our French sister city, to travel and join them in the celebration of it's the 75th anniversary of the liberation of their community from Nazi occupation during World War II, and that they've invited a group of us to go to Thionville and celebrate with them on the weekend of November 17th, 18th, and 19th. And this trip would be a Sister City program trip, but we'll all be traveling independently in the sense that we'll be paying for our own fare there. But I believe, that, as before, they will put us up at a hotel at their expense, and we will participate in many events. And we were there 5 years ago. It seems like 2, but it was 5 years ago. Had a very good time. Charlie Smythe went. We brought with us a decorated veteran of the Second World War, and he was highly honored, and they were really excited to have him. They're not going to request that again this year, as the participants become older and older and harder to travel. But if anybody's interested, details will probably come by late spring or the summer about travel, and we will again invite the community at large and the city council members who would like to take an opportunity to travel to France in this event to please contact me.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, next up is ordinance number 2019-02-017, an ordinance amending Schedule J of Section 23-183 of the Urbana Local Traffic Code prohibiting parking at all times on certain streets, Abercorn Street and Rainbow View, by Public Works.
Good evening, Craig Schunkweiler, Assistant City Engineer. I want to introduce you to Shannon Baranek. She is a civil engineer that started with the city here in October. One of
Hi,
our
Shannon.
goals is always, or at least my goal, is to hire somebody smarter than I am, and she's certainly that. So I'm going to turn it over to her and let her present this item.
Hi, like Craig said, my name's Shannon Baranek, and what we're presenting here today is a member of the subdivision approached Traffic Commission with a safety concern over a curve where Abercorn joins Rainbow View. So we investigated, also got public input for people who lived around that particular curve. It did find there was a bit of a safety issue on northbound people driving into basically oncoming traffic. In the process, there was only one accident that actually happened in that corner, but I drove it myself in our investigation, and it did appear to be a safety issue. And after input from the neighborhood, and we brought it to the Traffic Commission, and they voted to approve a no parking restriction. So I present that here for your approval. If you have any questions, let me know.
Do we have any questions for city staff? Yes, Dennis?
Sometimes we get minutes from the Traffic Commission so we can see their words of wisdom, and I don't think we got minutes in our packet for this one, but I'll take your word on it. It looks like the problem is you have to cut the corner a little bit too sharp because you can't drive right along the cars.
Yeah, 'cause
like
cars
you could if
aren't
they were
curved, so,
straight.
yeah.
Since it's curved, you can't really drive right close to them.
Yeah.
So you could, and then there's a fence there that kind of blocks visibility, so somebody coming from the other direction might not see you.
Exactly.
Okay, thanks.
Jared?
Just a question of enforcement. When in these types of situations, when we approve it, does it become something where we get our Urbana traffic folks out there, or is it just we only respond when reported by residents? Do we monitor it at all, or what do we do as far as making sure that the complaint is being addressed outside of just putting up signage?
It would be on a complaint basis.
I'm
So
sorry,
the-
go ahead, Eric.
So the other thing I remember from the Traffic Commission meeting was that, in fact, people very seldom do park there. But when they do, it kind of catches the motorists by surprise. So we're not really depriving people of a lot of habitual parking. So so it's really a good thing to just make sure that section stays clear of parked cars.
Dennis?
So, having said all that, and I think I agree with the direction that the Traffic Commission is heading, I'd like to move ordinance number 2019-02-017, an ordinance amending Schedule J of Section 23-183 of the Urbana Local Traffic Code, prohibiting parking at all times on certain streets, Abercorn Street, Rainbow View, to be forwarded to the City Council with approval.
I'll second.
Okay, moved by Dennis, second by Bill. Any discussion? No? Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? No one is opposed. Move on to our last ordinance for the night. Ordinance number 2019, thank you. 2019-02-018, an ordinance authorizing the sale of certain real estate, 917 North Linview Avenue, Community Development. Yes, I'm sorry, did I make a mistake in there? No.
I didn't have my mic on. I move to approve an ordinance authorizing the sale of certain real estate, 917 North Linview.
Okay. Moved
Second.
by Sharice and seconded by Dennis. Did you, I'm sorry, did you want to say something before we voted, sir?
Our housing inspector, Nick Hansen, he can give you some brief information, at least for public consumption, so people that
For
watch
the
this
public,
have
okay.
information about what's going on.
All right. Yes. Go
Take
ahead,
it away,
sir,
Nick.
please.
All right. The property at 917 North Linview was obtained by the city through judicial deed in 2018. We had the property appraised. It appraised at $18,000. City staff spoke with several prospective buyers of the property, including neighbors, landlords, and other investors. We recommend to sell the property at auction to the highest bidder with a minimum bid of $15,000, giving those that bought the property 180 days to obtain a certificate of occupancy. So the sale would be similar to that of 1301 Washington, with a public hearing as posted in the News-Gazette next week at the City Council.
Any questions? Mary Alice?
All right, so I just want for record, if you could say exactly how you're going to advertise this, so whomever is interested in bidding on it can be there. So it's going to be in the News Gazette. Will
Right.
it be anywhere else?
So we'll post it on the property as well. It'll be on the city website.
Okay, so there's 3 places people can look for information. In front of the house, which, can you repeat the address?
917 North Linview.
Okay, you can also find it on the city website, or you can read about it in the newspaper. Thank you.
We can also do a press release, if that'd be helpful. Get out.
Any other questions or comments? Yes, Charlie?
Yeah, okay, so Sharice, just to clarify, this is a motion to send to council with a recommendation for approval?
Yes.
And then who seconded it? Okay,
Dennis
thank
did.
you.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Well, good night then.